And now, stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball podcast. Welcome back to this episode. This is the second part of a doubleheader. If you haven't heard the first, go back and listen to it. If you can't be bothered, that's all right. Just keep listening to this one, and hopefully you enjoy it. And don't forget, like and subscribe. I hate it when people say that.
Roll with it.
All right. What's next? Euro news. Show your skills, Mark.
Don't know about that.
Oh no. Oh.
Why don't you go for it? You tell us some stuff. I just want to just talk about basketball bits all around the world.
Well, the main bit of Euro news, I think, was arguably the greatest game ever assembled.
Yep.
And it was for those who haven't seen it, it was in a really old Roman or Greek Olympic stadium.
Yeah, it was in the original Olympic Stadium.
And yes, that was it. Yeah, the original Olympic Stadium.
Yep.
And it was like concrete seats, like you were going to go and watch gladiators fight.
Yep. It was
40,000 people watched Panathinaikos take on.
Wow. Did you just butcher that?
Who were they playing?
Panathinaikos.
We're literally saying the same thing. Right.
No.
Get that up, Mark. Let's see it.
I'm getting it up. So let's have a look.
But I mean, you know what? Like, it was really interesting. I was listening to Dominique Wilkins.
Oh, yeah.
Former Atlanta Hawks player.
Big Dom.
Talk the other day. And he was... Because did he end his career playing in Greece? I don't know if he went back to the States, but he definitely went and played in Greece for a season. And
I don't know.
He basically said that if you want to talk about passionate fans, the Greek fans take it to an insane level. And then it was just like, he was like, his mind was blown when he went to all the different European games. I think he said he was playing in Paris, and he goes really? The Greek away support turned up, and it was just like they just took over Paris. Like literally, they just took over.
That's what you want, isn't it?
But yeah, he was so complimentary of how passionate they were and what an amazing experience it was going to those games. I mean, we've done them before, or played the voice of it. I feel like I'm really filling whilst you're getting this thing up. Mark, I forgot to press record on this. Nah, only joking. You should have seen your face.
Well, I'm going to use this one, and then we can see if I can find this and give it a shout out to the guy.
I'll tell you, whilst you're doing that, whilst you're getting it up, can I just say, do you know they were talking about taking ideas from the fans and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I got another one.
Okay.
Which is the GEP team. Let's really promote that. That should be, when Great Britain play basketball, that should be on Sky Sports. That should be plastered everywhere. I know we've been talking about watching it and doing a commentary on it live for YouTube or for the podcast. But that, I think, would be a big step, because that needs a push as well.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with...
Let's see if this will kick in. I'm sure YouTube will have something to say about it, but we can always...
Do it.
I am.
It's better to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah,
than permission.
That's a slippery slope there.
That's from a book, I think. I think it's your crap internet, Mark. Now look at that. Look at that. Like, even the players are warming up underneath that old Olympic stadium.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They're running out.
Absolutely incredible.
It looks like something gladiators would walk out and fight in.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. And the whole crowd, I've got another clip of it where it's like, what was brilliant was it's Panathinaikos. And we've played their chants. That's probably the best way to put it. We've played that before. and it's
So that is live in this old Olympic stadium. It's a football crowd, isn't it?
that is hilarious. That is brilliant, isn't it? Just to be able to do that. I mean, yeah, I love that. That's so good.
You had to highlight that because it's like, what an amazing moment in world basketball to have something like that go on.
Yeah, I just...
So what's this glass floor that you were talking about?
So they've...
This is the same thing?
No. So they actually got a brand new glass floor coming out. I can't flip this thing on there, so I'll show you on this. But this is the floor that they're getting. That's the floor that they're getting put in. Now, if I put this on, everyone can see it. So exactly what everyone saw. Like a little picture-in-picture for everyone. But it's one of these glass floors that everyone can see, basically.
So, so for our podcast listeners, it's basically what they used in the
NBA finals.
Yeah, in the NBA. Or cup finals.
Yeah, so
and for when they were doing the dribbling skills and all of that.
Yeah, for the All-Star game and stuff. So what's funny about this is that I think it's called an SAB glass floor. That's the company who are putting it in. And the first one, they said, we're going to put something into Europe somewhere. And the same year, it was like, look, Panathinaikos just won the league. They're going to spend $3 million on just refurbishing their stadium. And you go, I wonder what they're going to do with that. And so it's Panathinaikos.
That's how much it costs.
Wow, it's going to be $3 million. They're going to get a new floor, and they're going to also redo part of the. I think it's called the Oka, OAKA, or I don't know if it's Oaka or Oka, but that's their stadium.
I'm not shy in voicing my distaste for badminton lines, but that's an expensive journey to get rid of them.
Well, $3 million. Would you pay if you had that much money to be able to get rid of badminton lines?
Honestly, I don't think you can beat a purist wooden floor.
No, of course you can't.
But I've never played on a glass court, so if anyone can make that dream come true, then get in touch with ukbasketballpodcast@gmail.com.
Look how you did that.
There you go.
That was
nice, a little fake American accent at the end. I better get on commentating Sky Sports.
Maybe don't do that.
Right. What next, Mark?
Next.
Turkish basketball. The great news. The only shame is it's only 4 years and not 10.
Yeah. So, for those who are not Orlando Magic fans, Hedo Turkoglu played from the Magic from something like 2004 to 2013. I think he went to the Clippers for a little bit, and I think he went to Phoenix at one point as well. But what a great player. He was, beloved by fans. He was a really strong outside shooter as well as, played his game as he needed to. But he's been the president of Turkish basketball for 8 years, and they've just re-elected him, so now he's going to be another 4 years.
Yeah.
You go, how cool is that? So he went into the NBA, did great job there, came straight out of it, and then went, yeah, you can be the president of Turkish basketball. You can be the face of it.
Boom. I'd have given him another 8 years.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So congratulations to Hedo.
Yeah.
Yep. So we can't really finish this segment. Certainly for European.
You can't show that fine, the guy?
I'm going to try to. That's what I'm going to try and do now.
Try that.
I'm going to try and do it now. So for those who don't know.
We'll see if you can do it first.
Yes. So for those who don't know, there was a player.
Incident.
It was an incident.
What was it? Real Madrid taking on Bayern Munich?
Bayern Munich. Facundo Campazzo. And he basically got a little bit fruity.
Well, look, the incident, he tries to get a foul drawn, and you got to compliment the referee's positioning, I thought.
Oh,
the
100%.
referee is in a great position.
100%.
Ref's not buying the sell and just goes, no. And then he's just a bit passionate that the ref hasn't given him the call. And then I thought he threw something, but he didn't. He didn't, but he just...
No, but he
throws a fist in anger, but the ref's nowhere near him when he does it.
No, the ref is absolutely nowhere near. I I did have the link for it. I was trying to put it up there, but for some reason,
Do it on that.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it on this.
So yeah, look, you know what I'm like regarding referees more recently.
Yeah. You take
this incident, you got to hand it to the referee. He was positioned well. So this guy gets the ball, he dribbles down the left-hand side of the court, and he's going to take that shot from the 3-point line there. You can see he's trying to get the foul, but look, really interesting actually. He's so passionate, screaming in the ref's face. Really interesting. Can you rewind that, Mark?
Yes. To what?
The ref puts his arm up as if he's going to call a foul.
But there's a second.
There's a split second.
There's a second bit here. Look.
And let me just have a look at that.
Yeah. So it looks like. It looks
so
like
the
he's
ref
going
does that like he's getting ready to call it, and then puts his hand down.
Yes. So the ref looks like he's going to put his hand there, and then
puts it down.
Then puts it down. It looked like he was just.
Yeah, the ref does that. I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
No, he didn't get it.
So he's just got a €5,000 fine and being suspended for the next game.
Imagine that as in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean that's your £20,000 fine in the NBA and whatever. But still,
Euro news done.
Euro news done.
That's a great little fine, Mark.
Yeah, I love that.
Lots of talking points of that.
Yep.
Lots of talking points.
Yeah. There was a team who actually got fined for their crowd getting thrown bottles on. Bizarrely enough.
Who's that?
Oh, I can't remember who it was now. But one of the teams, they got fined.
What, is in Europe?
Yeah, in Europe, but it was like €7,000. They got fined for their crowd were throwing bottles onto the floor.
Standard basketball game in Europe, isn't it?
But I guess it makes sense that that team got fined because they're not controlling their players. They're not controlling the safety of the crowd, I guess. But yeah.
NBA news, Mark. On to the NBA.
Yes.
Where are we starting?
I think you got to start at the top.
Well, I'm going to turn this down.
Yep.
So you can speak.
So that I can speak?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mutombo passed away. Dikembe Mutombo. Probably one of the best defensive players, certainly coming out of Africa. His titles, I actually wrote them down just so that I could actually list them. 8 times NBA All-Star, all NBA All-Star second team, all NBA third team. And that's like 8 times All-Star, 2 times NBA All-Third, 4 times NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
He was all right, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did a good job. And this is like, and the years, this is getting really good. 1995, 1997, 1998, and 2001. So that's during the time of people like Jordan, Kobe, Shaq. He's Defensive Player of the Year against them.
Yeah.
David Robson, Tim Duncan.
Early Shaq.
Shaq's 93, 94, so not early Shaq at all, because he was still around in like, this is 98, 2000. Shaq and Kobe's 99, 2000. You got to think.
Yeah.
So literally all defensive first team, all defensive second team, rookie, rebounding leader, 3-time NBA block leader from 94 to 96.
But you also got to remember that.
That was amazing. And I think we saw it in The Last Dance, didn't we, with him, when he's sat with Jordan and they're just talking to each other on the
he's like,
physio couch.
You didn't get me.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people thought of straight away when they heard the news about it.
Yeah. But the fact that someone like Jordan is sitting there with him and they're talking to each other, and it's not like, he's giving them just as much as hard time as Jordan would have given every other person. And Jordan's sitting there and listening to it, you go, there's the mutual respect. The same as Jordan does it with Magic and people like that. So, I mean, what an absolute legend. And, sadly passed at, was he 58?
I think we need a brief moment of silence, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Followed by a round of applause. Hang on.
So he's now joined Big Bill Wharton.
Jerry West.
They're
the most recent ones, aren't they?
Yeah. So it's it's been some great players that we've of less stuff in the basketball world, certainly this year from the NBA. But what a legacy he leaves behind. You know, what you're seeing now with South Sudan from Luol Deng, and obviously Hakeem Olajuwon's probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous African player. But Dikembe will always be on there just for that defensive prowess. So moving on to something a bit more positive. I loved this story.
Has it ever been done before?
What?
The court. Is that what you're going to say?
What court? What, for Pat Riley?
Yeah. Has this ever been done? Someone said the court is now named this.
I'm not sure it has. Not after the coach, especially when they're in situ. I don't think there's ever been a coach and they've called it after that. But Pat Riley Court is now going to be, that's the name of it now, which is pretty weird, really, in the Caseo Center. Because it's just 30 years that he's been in Miami.
Wasn't there something
30 years.
for Red Auerbach? There might have been something for Red.
Was he the coach, or was he the chief executive at the time? Because remember that he's been with the organisation 30 years.
Just got a vague recollection his signature was on the court at one point.
It probably is.
I could be wrong.
But I don't know if he still was part of the organisation or not at that point. Whereas Pat Riley is, you know, he's ever present as far as Miami goes. And I do love the story of him going to Miami just because it's he wanted to have a piece of the Knicks and they were like, no, you can't have that. And so it's Miami and they went, yeah, you can have a piece of the organisation. He went, fine, see you later.
Yeah.
Shot off to New York and 30 years later, I think he's been doing all right.
He's the one who said, for the Showtime Lakers,
yes,
rebounds win championships.
Yep.
That was one of his quotes.
He has all the wording on the floor, doesn't he? But yeah, Adrian Wojnarowski. A lot of people know him for Woj on ESPN. He always used to come out with the, oh my God, breaking news. This person has just left this team. And everyone's like, how the hell does he know that? Like, the player doesn't even know that he's just been traded and he'd have all the information on it. So he stepped down from ESPN and he said, like, what it takes out of you to do this job is just too much. So I'm done. And his, I want to say, competitor was Shams. And Shams actually worked for The Athletic, but they used to work together like 8 or 9 years ago, I think 7 or 8 years ago. But then they went in separate ways. But I love the fact that Shams has now taken his position in ESPN, and he's like you're working with the best people. He said you're in the right place and you're working with the best people, so like enjoy it and good luck. But Shams used to do the same sort of thing where they were both sort of vying for who could break the news first about a trade rumor or stuff like that. If you imagine doing that job, you have to have your phone. Shams actually sent his thing for the trade window this year. I think it was 21 hours of screen time in a day. He had to have his phone on.
Wow.
Just because he's constantly getting news reports, information, all that.
Don't sleep. He's doing a Kobe.
Yeah.
4 hours sleep, done.
That's less than that.
Yeah.
21 hours. I mean, so that's going to be huge, because I think you used to have one source, then you've got two sources. Now you've gone back to one source again. So is there someone else who's going to come into the NBA and take up I want to say, more junior position of breaking news and stories and stuff? It'd be interesting to see what happens there. But what NBA news have you got?
No, Mark, you got to talk about the breaking history of the father and son duo.
Yeah.
History in the making.
Yeah.
It's finally happened.
Yeah. Love him or not.
LeBron James and Bronny James Jr.
on his 20th birthday as well.
Was it his? Was it his 20th?
Yeah, I think so.
Day
Yeah.
after, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
Anyway.
actually on his birthday.
I love the way some of these people put this. So, I'm trying to find it. Here you go.
It'd have been better if they won, because they were playing Phoenix. It would have been better if they won the game. That would have been and he scored his first points as well. That would be amazing. On your birthday,
Hey,
playing with your dad, win the game and score even just 2 points.
this
or
is
one.
what you call marketing. This is this duo just combined for 19.7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks in just the first half.
Yeah.
And then underneath he wrote, LeBron James, 19.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. Bronny, 1 rebound.
There was
I feel sorry for the kid. Look, he got 0 points, 0 assists, 2 rebounds, and 4 turnovers in 13 minutes.
I was about to say, it's about 30
And that
minutes
is the future of the NBA.
That's the future of the Lakers.
Right there.
They're so pleased they used their very final pick to
LeBron.
keep it. LeBron
if he
happy.
ever heard this, he's going to go, right, get those guys off the air. Get those guys off.
He won't give a monkeys about us. But look, you're mentioning LeBron. At the same time, we might as well just roll into contracts. LeBron signed his contract. That was part of the thing for him getting Bronny and stuff. 104 million for 2 years to have LeBron.
Right,
yeah, he's done all right, isn't he? So this is the bit I don't get. He's 104 for 2 years, and this is LeBron, arguably the most marketable player there is at the moment. Joel Embiid, they've paid him 193 million for 3 years. Like, he doesn't play, does he? He gets injured all the time. He doesn't turn up. Like, well,
I made all my feelings clear when they left the playoffs last year.
just get rid of him. He doesn't need to be around anymore. He's been in the league over 10 years now. Get rid of him. Like, he is.
Get rid of him from the league.
No, get rid of Embiid. Like,
yeah,
so,
I would question. I agree. I would question 193 million.
193.
Seeing as what he's contributed to in the playoffs, especially.
100%. And his fitness is just getting worse. Now, what's interesting about that is at the same time, we've just seen Karl Anthony Towns leave Minnesota. And he's joined New York Knicks. And the Knicks have sent Randall and DiVincenzo. So Julius Randle, I'm really surprised they let him go. Because, he had some injury. But I'm very surprised that the Knicks, have blown their team up. They've got rid of Hartenstein, who did really, really well for them as a centre. DiVincenzo was one of the guys from Villanova, if you remember. Josh Hart, Brunson, and DiVincenzo were the three guys who used to play together at Villanova. And you go, well, you've just broken that up now. And he hit some big shots towards the end. So I'm very surprised at that. But Karl Anthony Towns leaving Minnesota, I asked my friends in Minnesota, is that? And they were like, yeah, they were all surprised at that because he's been.
I think he's going on to great things now, Mark. Look, you used to be a Timberwolves fan.
Yeah,
Let me throw this at you. Last 2 times Minnesota Timberwolves have traded away their big man.
Yep.
Who?
Kevin Garnett.
What did he then go on to do?
Yeah, he won at Boston the year he moved over.
Who else? Kevin Love.
Yeah,
what did
Kevin
he go
Love.
on to do?
Yeah.
I think it was 2008.
Yep. He went off and
Cleveland.
Went to Cleveland with LeBron.
And then he got his wrestling belt out.
And then you've got people like
Could Karl Anthony Towns do the same? That's all I'm saying.
Jimmy Butler, exactly the same. He left, went to Miami. It was really, really useful.
But you're 2 big men.
Yeah.
Could history repeat itself?
Look, Randall's a good fit, but let's just say that Minnesota, you got to remember, obviously they've got Gobert at the moment, but they actually have really got Anthony Edwards, who's one of the most exciting players in the whole league at the moment, isn't he? So it's really interesting that, if we're going to talk about everyone else changing, DeMar DeRozan, he's gone to the Kings. Clay with the Mavs, there was, no surprise with that. Josh Giddey has gone to the Bulls. Don't smile. Stop it. You want to say it? Go on, say it.
I'm not saying anything. I am not commenting whatsoever.
He's going
I'm
to Chicago.
I'm surprised you brought the name up.
No, it's fine.
I don't bring the name up anymore.
But Alex Caruso, who's been in the league quite a long time, he's gone from the Bulls, which is odd because he was a really good fit there. So I'm really confused how they're going to play him when he goes to OKC. But the other one, which was apparently something that doesn't happen very often, and I didn't realize this, the Knicks and Brooklyn Nets have traded between each other, and that doesn't apparently happen very often because of the rivalry. So Bogdanovic and Mikal Bridges have basically swapped places.
Yeah.
So Bogdanovic is like 35, but still obviously a force to be reckoned with. Mikal Bridges, I want to say a worthy player, but again, really interesting. You see, the Knicks have made some real big moves this year. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with and what they're going to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They got Towns now.
Yeah.
And they were a tough team in the playoffs last season.
They were, but they've lost some of those players who made it a team.
Mark, let me say, history tends to repeat itself.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Because ultimately, New York didn't do anything. And New York have done that quite a lot. And they didn't really do anything at the end of the day. And they've had Carmelo Anthony in the past there. They didn't do anything with him either. They've had some massive players. Stephen Marbury. They've had huge players there. They just never really produced.
Hey, this isn't in your notes, Mark. And you're a disgrace.
Well, I've left the last one of my notes for you because I thought
What?
there'd be something that you'd be really liking. It's right in the middle there about the WNBA. About record audiences.
No. Let me rewind. Derrick Rose retiring, Mark. You didn't bring that up. Derrick Rose retiring.
Yeah.
And this would be a tragedy. I know this is what I found. He's currently got a probability of 10.5% of making the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
If he doesn't get into the Hall of Fame, he will be the first retired NBA MVP in history to not be inducted.
Yeah.
That's big.
They went through some stats about how difficult it was for him to have won that MVP the way he did against who he was and everything. They're like, that's how good he was. He was just a force of nature. And the fact that every player respected him and liked him, it's, that says it all, doesn't it? But, the same way you have the comedian's comedian, it doesn't mean you're going to be the most famous comedian, does it? So, he's going to retire without a chip. Carmelo retired without a chip. He was one of the best shooters. Greedy, but,
I can't need my glasses. You're going to have to read that.
Really?
What is it? Give me the lowdown. Women's NBA.
Yes, it is about the NBA. It's a little bit of stats for you, but I thought it was hilarious. With a lot of the WNBA players, and they've all been slating it, saying it's not all about just one player. It's not all just about Caitlin Clark. The audience isn't just following it for that. The TV would beg to differ. So, a WNBA audience, the record audience of 2.5 million people tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark's playoff run for the WNBA close out. So they didn't make it through. Yeah. 2.54 million tuned in to watch that.
That's right, isn't it?
Pretty impressive, isn't it? The previous record was 1.84, which was the first game of the series.
If we got 2.54 million people tune in, Mark,
that's not even funny.
You got to do this naked.
Why would you? Right, they don't want to see that. Why do you want to see that?
I don't want to see. I'm just saying that. You should put it. Let's put it out there. You got to do it. Done.
If 2 million people stream this,
gone
episode,
down 2 million.
I'll do
Not
it.
this episode.
Any
episode.
No, this
season. Any episode.
This episode.
There's
This
no
season.
way. I'll be surprised if it's
season 2 million. Do it. This exact episode, though, not the whole thing.
The whole thing.
No.
No, what? You're not going to get 2 million. Come on, show your testicular fortitude.
It would literally be showing my testicular fortitude if that happened. Anyway,
do it.
Right. This is the best bit. Okay, you're going to like this.
Yeah.
So, Indiana's not in the competition. The next phase was the semi-finals.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Yeah, what was it?
New York Liberty and Las Vegas Aces, and they're two of the most popular teams in the whole league.
Yeah, I will say they had a lot of famous people turning up and watching the games.
Yeah, 929,000 people tuned in for it. They didn't even break 1 million streaming it.
About 40% of what it...
Yeah.
Or just under 40%.
And the other game, which was game 1 of Minnesota Lynx versus Connecticut Suns, 650,000 people.
About 28% of what Caitlin Clark was doing.
Yeah, but it's nothing to do with Caitlin Clark, though. Just remember that.
Yeah.
And then they had when the MVP, they were going to do it unanimously. Then one person voted for it. Angel Reese. Just one person voted, just for the sake of making it so it's not a unanimous vote, so that she was unanimously the best.
Is that a thing?
Rookie
is that a thing,
of the year.
being unanimous?
I think there's a thing for being unanimous, and you go, it's basically just to annoy the history books, and you think, who did that? Like, come on. Just like people can't let it be.
Thing is that I would say those two players, they're two different positions. And just off the top of my head, do you know what let Angel Reese down? Great player. But do you know what let her down? missed layups.
Yeah, I was going to say, like...
I watched one game, and I think I counted like 8 missed layups in a quarter, and it's like, oh man, what's going on?
There was a few like keepy uppies where it's like that's got in the backboard, or catch it again and go up for it.
However, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works here on Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
I'm not jumping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon. I can see the stats, yes, and I agree with it.
Yeah,
I think she should have got Rookie of the Year. However...
Oh, she did, but it just wasn't unanimous.
I think
Yep.
if Cameron Brink didn't get injured, this might be a different discussion.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The LA Sparks, because she started like, man, like, damn, she was on fire. And it was like, I think we'll be having a different discussion now.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But Caitlin Clark started out slow as well.
Yes.
And she's been breaking records this season already in the WNBA. But, yeah, you know what? That's an interesting debate. What if what's her name? Cameron Brink. She didn't get in. Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she?
Wow,
What
she's just gone off the
happens?
market, mate. So unfortunately for you.
Oh, wasn't trying to get on the market. It's just saying she's gorgeous.
She was a very attractive lady, yes.
But it'd be a different discussion if she didn't get injured. Was it ACL? Was it quite early? All the way through the season.
Yep. Now I did.
So, yeah.
I did actually miss my segue between the NBA and Europe, but there was a particular. There was a particular moment. I won't. It was basically a player, and I'm showing Paul the highlight. But basically, hit play.
Am I showing this?
No, you don't have to show it because I'm not. Well, basically, Dwayne Washington is a player who was playing for. I think he plays for Partizan.
Am I what? The ref talking? Is that what I'm playing?
No, here, right there. So
Right.
he
If you're about to do something, you need to show the listeners.
right.
I feel sorry for the people listening because that's the end. They can't see this.
I know, but that's the downside of
You
doing
have to
a
do.
video.
You have to do small links for them.
Yes,
Here we go.
I'm going to put links in. So the background of it is he plays for Partizan Belgrade. He got in to play for Charlotte Hornets in the preseason, and you go, amazing, right? The Knicks are playing Charlotte. He plays for Charlotte. Charlotte are down 2 points. That's how long he's on the clock.
1.7 seconds in the fourth quarter, and he's on the line 2 shots. Yeah.
3 shots.
Oh, 3.
Boom. He's on the line for 3
Game
shots.
over.
He's on the line for 3 shots. He's come from Europe.
Do you know what? The best thing that can happen, he's going to hit all 3. Brick.
You can see where I'm going with this guy.
Choke. Brick. Oh, man.
And that's it. That's game.
Good job.
And
Do you know what I thought was going to happen? I thought he was going to hit all 3, and then someone passes the inbound, and it's going to be a buzzer beater, full court shot. That's what I thought. Where you
So
go
look,
with this?
I feel because obviously you know how much I bang on about the free throws, but I totally felt for him there. He's just come over from Partizan, playing in Europe, and then gone and play. I've got to play in the NBA. I'm playing this.
Choke.
And he's choked. So I totally felt for him there.
Right, you either win or you learn.
There-
He's learned. I need to practice my free throws.
The reporter,
0 for 3.
that I read that had this, the reporter, I can't shout them out because I can't remember who it was, but they basically put Partizan will be expecting him back for the beginning of the season. It's like, oh yeah, Charlotte, I'm going to be keeping him. Like he's gone over to the NBA and played a game thinking probably, wow, I've just broken into the NBA. If he hit those 3,
They'd have gone boom.
they'd go, okay, let's put you on the roster.
What's his name?
It's
whatever.
Dwayne. Dwayne Washington.
Dwayne, here's your plane ticket. Get out of here.
So the thing was, he'd been on 8 minutes and scored 7 points. He'd done all right.
But that shows how cutthroat the NBA is at this time of the year. You know, when we've had guests on the show, and it's just like where you just don't get that,
You're like, oh, you're there.
that position, and you're there. And
Yeah, and then they're playing with
it happens.
Yeah, but
It's cutthroat.
can you imagine that? Like that's why I wanted to bring it up, and it wasn't bringing it up to Dwayne. If you ever hear this, I'm not throwing you under a bus in that thing, but I always talk about free throws as in pressure, and you go, that is the epitome of it, because he's gone.
That is a sliding door moment.
And that's it, 100%. That's a brilliant way of putting it, because there now it's like, yeah.
In the multiverse,
Talk to Nick Anderson about missing free throws, about the magic. Like, it's one of those things.
Let's not talk about that.
Ouch.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. The NBA is kicking off. Everyone's looking for their next ring.
They are looking for the next ring.
LeBron's looking for, his fifth ring?
Yeah.
Like Jennifer Lopez, she's looking for her fifth ring as well. If you were her, you'd be going, I might go Henry VIII now, wouldn't you? And I'm going to have 6. Once you get to 4 or 5, you think, hey, look, 5's just a joke. Let's just get 5 out the way. Bam. I've done a Henry VIII.
Why don't you share with the listeners what you said to me when you were thinking about how she
broke up with Ben.
She broke up with Ben Affleck.
I like to think that she walked in the room and he was dressed in his full Batman outfit.
What? Just like every day?
He's just like chilling out, Batman outfit on, and she walks in. It's like she sees him. She's like, oh. She's like, Ben. He's like, I'm not Ben. I'm Batman. And he's like that.
Alfred,
give me a sandwich. She's like, I'm not Alfred. I am J-Lo. I am married to you. Alfred, sandwich. I'm Batman. That's what I think. And she was like, look, Ben and Batman, just to let you know, we're breaking up. The divorce papers are coming in. And then she walks out the door and Ben Affleck's just stood there in his Batman outfit, just looking out the window. That's how I kind of... Oh, that's really funny, isn't it?
Maybe he was dressed as Daredevil. That's why she left him. She went, oh, yeah, you did that film, didn't you? But they were in that film together. It sucked, didn't it? Was it Giggly, whatever it was called?
No idea, but I thought that was really funny. He was dressed up as Batman when she broke up with him.
That's worrying.
And when you look at all those clips where he whispers stuff in her ear, or she says stuff to him, in my mind, I'm just like...
Is that why he always looked miserable? He's like, Dad, what are you doing today? I'm Batman.
She whispers over to him like, you are not wearing that Batman outfit later. And he's like...
Got it underneath.
Slams the door. I want to be Batman.
That's it. That's what he had on. He had a bat suit underneath.
So, yeah. Look, I've got 2 really quick points I just wanted to make. We should have done this last week, but our listeners don't know your battery was running out, so we had to end the show really quickly.
We did.
Kits. The whole saga with the SLB and kits. And I said it's a very British thing to do. And someone said, what do you mean by that? And what I mean by that is when you go to get a kit in the UK, it's like, yeah, turnaround time, 8 weeks. So that's what happened. The season started and they were like, oh, right, we need a kit. And wherever they get it from, 8 weeks. You wouldn't get that in America, like, bam, done. Couple of days or week, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But that's what I meant by that. It's a very British thing.
Yeah, definitely.
That you 100%. Get a kit and you wait 6 to 8 weeks or 3 months for a kit. The other thing you talked about, I know sometimes we like to bring innovations into the show. Mm-hmm. I have seen this thing called a hoop in a hoop. Yeah? So the most irritating thing you can do, I don't know what it's like to play on. You go to an outdoor basketball court and there's no net.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
So it's basically like a plasticky thing with a net and you throw it up and it falls down and then you got it and then you throw the ball into the net as if you're shooting in reverse and it flies out.
If I bricked it, it'd probably knock it off anyway, wouldn't it? I've seen it.
It's called. So I just want to share that with listeners. Thought that was a great bit of innovation.
Seeing as you're talking about rings, there was Craig from ChainNet actually shared a picture the other day of a hoop that someone had installed upside down. And he's like...
That's a disgrace.
He said, that is not...
Where? In the UK?
Yeah, he'd taken the photo saying...
In Portsmouth?
Well, I don't know. All he said was, he'd put, this isn't a joke. That really is
That's
installed
embarrassing.
that way. So all of the hooks are obviously along the top, and then they've just hooked the net on and hanging it over, and you think, and the two stanchions that support it, obviously at the top of it.
That's
You
embarrassing.
go, come on, who's done that?
Someone who knows nothing about
Who's
basketball,
done that?
honestly. I did see a guy who he said he wanted to improve his jump shot. So he got razor blades
Yeah.
and little knives and put them on the ring.
Yeah, Lethal Shooter's done some stuff with that, hasn't he? And he's made all sorts of things,
Yeah.
and it's just like you have to get the perfect shot or else you're toast.
But that's good. That's good. Right, are we done?
We're done.
You want me to press the button? Shoot.
I'd love you to press the button.
Right.
So ends another edition of the Talking Basketball podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We can't thank you enough for tuning in each time. Go over to YouTube, because you can see us if you're looking at us. Hello. We are on YouTube now, and we're going to keep doing it in YouTube and normal podcasts. If you want to go ukbasketballpodcast@gmail.com, send us stuff and send it on Instagram as well. Thank you for listening. I've been Mark.
I have been Paul. And
Don't forget to rebel against badminton.
someone asked for it. Someone did say, I heard you on the podcast saying about burning the nets. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get a t-shirt. Burn the nets. If you play badminton, screw you. Done.